Okay, let's take a look here. We're going to do some problem solving in function notation. This one, we're going to focus on question 3A and then B, and maybe we'll get to 4 after. This is a complex question. There is a lot of information. What we'll do is we'll read through it once, then we'll try to pull out important information, and luckily this gives us an A and a B, and the A kind of sets us up for the first step in problem solving, and B gives us a scenario to try to attempt. So I'm going to read through it without any markings to start. Arthur, DW, Muffy, and Buster are playing a game where the winner is the one with the highest answer after picking a number, multiplying it by 5, and subtracting the product from 20. So it's a really long sentence with a lot of information. Then they are to multiply the resulting difference by the number they first thought of. Ugh. This is a very complex sentence. This one's much shorter, but still a lot of information. So we know we have 4 people playing a game. And question A is actually going to ask us, use function notation to express the final answer A in terms of the original number n. N being, think of it as the number that either Arthur, DW, Muffy, or Buster picks, and then what their potential answers could be. When we write function notation, think of just like when we write f at x equals, some function. This is the function of f. So in this case, we're going to have the function of a. But instead of having the variable x within the function, they've told us to have it as the variable n. So this function will have the variable n being the number that they choose. What we then have to do is pull out the information here. So the winner is the one with the highest answer after picking a number. So picking a number, there's our n. So we're going to pick a number. You're going to multiply it by 5. So we're going to piece this together as we go along. So multiplying by 5 is a step. So let's take n. And then we multiply it by 5. So we can just write 5n at this point. The next step is subtracting the product. So 5n will give us a product, 20. So not by 20. If it said by 20, I would take 20 away from this. But that's not what it's asking. It's actually asking us to subtract that product, 5n, from 20. So 20 subtract 5n. They are to multiply the resulting difference. So when you subtract something, you get something called a difference. That's what a difference is. And we're creating a subtraction question by the number they first thought of. Well, the number they first thought of, we don't know what it is, but we've been representing it as the value of n. So you could say multiplied by n. It's a little more common to write multiplication in front of a set of brackets. So another way to represent this might be a at n is equal to n times 20 minus 5n. And that kind of looks like a funny 6. So let's fix that. Now, I've made it a little cleaner, but what you might want to do is, if you think about it, the very first thing we did, and to make this a little, is we picked the number n, okay? And then I multiplied that number times 5. And then I subtracted it from 20. And then finally, I multiplied that all by n. So each of my brackets represents a different step in this scenario. Okay, so that's why I set those steps up there. We built the equation starting from that one variable and then pulling out all of the extra information. That's a complex one, so it can be really hard to build. What's good though is we have a function now. So now let's say Arthur chooses 12. Great. So we got Arthur at 12. DW chooses 4. Muffy chooses -2. And Buster chooses 10. Who wins this game? Well, because we have a function, and remember we have the original function a at n, which is the function that we have here. Instead of writing n, this number we're going to place n with each of our functions. So I'm going to write them all out. A at 12, that's for Arthur. A at 4, that's DW. A at -2, that's Muffy. And A at 10, that's Buster. So we have 4 equations to figure out. And then I think the winner is the one with the highest answer in the end, right? The winner is the one with the highest answer. So we'll figure out what their answers are, and then we'll be able to select who would be the winner in this case. So then what we do is we plug this into the rest of the equation. I'm going to work off this equation on the left just because I kind of muddled the other one up with all those brackets. So I'm going to rewrite it. 20 subtract 5. Now we're going to replace n with 12. I should have used a different color. We'll use yellow for the first one. okay? And then that is also times 12. It'll be a little clearer in the next step here. In the next one, we get 20 minus 5 times 4. And then all of that is times 4. And again, it doesn't matter when you're multiplying if you have the number before or after. I think that's associative property, the name of that. So I wrote it before up here. Here we wrote it after. It doesn't make a difference when you're multiplying the order of them. The next one says 20 minus 5 multiplied by negative 2. And then all of that difference will also be multiplied by negative 2 in the end. And then finally, the last one is 25 times 10. And then that times 10, okay? We're going to continue across here. I'm going to do the set of brackets. 20 times negative 5 times 12. So negative 5 times 12 is actually going to give us 60. So subtract 60. Is that right? No. Yes, it is. 60. And then still that's times 12. And this one here, we get 20 minus 20. And that will be times 4. Here we'll get 20 plus 10 times negative 2. And then finally we get 20 minus 50 times 10. We'll continue along. 20 minus 60 is going to give us negative 40 times 12. Here we're going to get 0 times 4. 30 times negative 2. And negative 30 times 10. The final one, negative 40 times 12 is going to give us negative 480. This one will give us 0. This gives us negative 60. And this one here gives us negative 300. It looks like our winner is actually the number 0 here, who was DW. So we could say DW, whoops, that's not a D. In this case, we can say DW wins. And then looks like Muffy. Muffy is second. Buster is third. So this is our cardinal order here, our cardinality. And then finally Arthur, poor Arthur, finishes 4th place in this competition.